Hi, I'm Vanessa and welcome to Wellness Week. Today's Thursday and I'm going to talk, sorry, I'm just getting comfortable. I'm sitting on the bed. Oh, right. Just trying to find a comfortable, quiet space to chat, basically. So today's Thursday and we're focusing on anxiety. I think anxiety affects a lot of people, and especially at the moment, but it can affect you at any time of life. It doesn't really matter when. Anything can trigger it. I know personally that I have anxiety. I've had anxiety attacks, and they're very inward, if that makes sense, not outward. So I kind of internalize it, I guess. So if I'm having an anxiety attack, no one would know that I was having an anxiety attack because I guess I just internalize it into myself, which is what some people do. You don't necessarily have to have heart palpitations and be rocking backwards and forwards. It can just be that anything can trigger it. I've been to a walk to a park, or I've been to a car, and all of a sudden in a car, just like sitting in a car, and I'll start feeling really anxious for nothing's triggered it, but I just feel it, and I can't, it's really hard to explain, but I can feel it. I feel my breathing goes funny. I can feel myself breathing, and then the person, my friend, won't even know that I'm having an anxiety attack. I'll be sitting next to her in a car, and I just go quiet. I literally just go quiet. I have to literally just look out of the window and try and bring myself back to where I am, trying to ground myself. I do yoga and I do running. Running helps tremendously, and to keep my anxiety under control. I run most days, and it's kind of my form of meditation, really, because I literally just switch off. I run, and I don't listen to music. I just run, and I don't know, I just don't think about anything. And afterwards, the high you get from all the natural endorphins, it just makes me feel amazing, and I'm like on a high for for most of the day. And also yoga helps amazingly, and there's so many different types of yoga. Yin yoga is a really good one if you're suffering from anxiety. It's basically you go into a pose and you hold it for like about five breaths, and it just slows your mind down. It slows everything down, and you're not focusing on anything. Sometimes it can be quite hard. I find it hard personally because I'm quite a busy person. I'm always got to be doing something. I find it very hard to just slow down. I have lists that I do and I have to tick, and that makes me feel anxious if I don't do what I'm supposed to do. So for me to personally to practice yin yoga, I struggle a lot because you're holding a pose for five breaths, and to be in that, and try and clear your mind, and it's hard. It's really, really hard. The way I try and clear my mind, I imagine I'm on a train and I'm looking out of the window and I'm just looking at the scenery going by. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm literally just looking out of the window. And for me, that I can get more into a meditative state by doing that. I also use guided meditation. Is amazing as well. There's so many good ones on YouTube, and you can download them on podcasts. And there's also moving meditations, amazing as well, which I do sometimes as well. You just put a podcast on and go for a walk and listen to the moving meditation, and that's another really good one to do, especially if you're not used to meditation. It's quite hard to just sit there. I personally find it really hard. I'm not a person that, like I said, that can just sit. I'm a very active person. So for me to sit there and without anything, I find it hard. I need to listen to something, or I need something I don't know if that makes sense, but I just need to listen to something to guide me, and that does help a lot. So I would definitely recommend like meditation. But with anxiety, it's all about fearing what's going to happen, and it's controlling that fear of what's going to happen. It's bringing it back to the present and just not thinking in the future, literally minute by minute. That's the best way to deal with anxiety, especially at the current climate at the moment with everything that's happened. Do not focus on what is going to happen in the future, because for me personally, it skyrockets my anxiety. I have to live moment by moment, and that's not even day by day, just by moment. Plan your day out, have some structure to what you're doing, and that, for me personally, that lessens my anxiety. I like to be in control of everything, and when it's not in my control, then I panic. I don't know, because I just go into like an anxious state if I can't control. And at the moment, you can't control anything, so it's really hard. I think if you do suffer from anxiety at the moment, and I think if you can come up with a plan and do yoga as well, yoga is amazing. I really 100% recommend yoga. I never really did it before, and then I moved to Abu Dhabi and I practice yoga. I go nearly every day. I mean, I know that's not it's hard, to go to somewhere every day. It's not like easy for people to do that, but at the moment I'm practicing in my room, and I take an hour out to myself every day, because we all deserve, you need to have time out. Regardless of whatever you do, you have to schedule that time in for yourself, because you need it for your own sanity. You need it. I mean, I've got a child, and you think, taking time out for myself, but you have to, because you're not going to do anyone any good if you're so anxious. You need to take that time out for yourself, and you deserve that time. And another thing I do, if I feel like I've got an anxiety attack coming on, is to concentrate on a mantra. So I repeat to myself, I am safe, I am safe, I am safe, and I repeat that in my head. Nothing bad's going to happen, I'm safe. Because sometimes they just come on from nowhere. Like, it can be a really nice day, you could be out, and all of a sudden you just get that horrible feeling in your stomach. For me, it's always in my stomach, and I feel like I've got butterflies in my stomach, and then I feel like my stomach's upset, and I think, oh my God, I need the toilet or something. And you could just be out, and you kind of like, if I'm with someone, you just feel like, I don't talk about it. No one knows. If someone was out with me, they would not know, because I just hide it, I bury it. And I think that's the really good thing with yoga, is because you are confronting it more. And I mean, there are certain poses that you can do. For me, I think it's using my voice, if that makes sense. Like, I find it hard to express how I feel, and I feel like it's wrong and it isn't wrong to feel like that, but I don't know, I guess how you've been brought up, or whatever, I don't know, or society, you just bury it, and you think it's wrong to feel anxious. Well, like, why are you feeling anxious? What have you got to be anxious about, And yoga's helped me quite a lot, because it's made me think more, especially like going into different poses in yoga, because it's really good for unblocking chakras, like chakras are different parts of your body, because if they're blocked, that can also affect anxiety. I mean, there's a pose in yoga called the fish pose, and I absolutely hate it. It's not like a really hard pose, and I'll try and put some pictures. After I've done this, and I'll put some pictures, or I'll try and do it myself just to show you. But I'm not very good, because I hate doing the pose, but I should do it. It's basically, you lie on your back and you put a block underneath where your bra strap is at the back, and then you let your head go back like that. obviously I'm not lying down, I'm sitting up. And for me, I feel like my throat is closing up. Like I literally feel like I can't breathe. It's horrible. I hate that pose. I hate anything to do with throat poses, anything exposing the throat or even the heart sometimes as well. And I spoke to my yoga teacher about it, and she said your throat chakra is blocked, and you find like your voice isn't worth. Like she said, you want to speak the truth, but you can't speak the truth because it's blocked. You struggle to speak the truth, struggle to express yourself, and I guess I think that's probably, for me, that's personally true, and I think that's sometimes where my anxiety will come up, because I feel like I can't say anything that people will look at me and thinking, oh God, she's a bit weird, like, what's she on about? Like, do you know, like, I probably sound weird even saying this, but in those situations, you know, and I don't know, I always question myself, thinking, oh, people are just going to think I'm strange, you know, why is she even talking about that? But I just think it's just trying to use your voice. But I have been practicing the fish pose. I've done modifications of it, and I found that I've started speaking up more. Like if I don't agree with something or someone says something, I will give my opinion now, because before I'd think, my opinion, why would anyone want to listen to my opinion? But even just from doing that, I found almost found my voice, if that makes sense. Before I did yoga, I thought, oh, it's just do yoga for, like, you know, exercise. I knew about the other benefits, but I thought, nah, I ain't gonna get that from doing a few poses. How's that gonna help? But actually, I started it, and it's just helped so much. Like doing the different poses, it can just help you. You know, there's like the warrior pose that you can do, and it makes you stronger, and you do physically, mentally feel stronger from doing it. You really mentally feel stronger, and I just think it's helped so much. I mean, I've always been quite a stressy person, and I used to smoke as well. I mean, I used to smoke so much, it was ridiculous. And I kind of replaced smoking with running. So instead of being stressed and reaching for a cigarette, I started running, and that has just helped so much as well, because I also suffer from health anxiety as well quite a lot. So smoking was just not good for me. You know, I was constantly, oh my God, like Googling everything, you know, then you think you're going to die, and then it's just like more stress and more anxiety. And especially at the moment with the whole virus, you know, I only look at the World Health Organization. I don't look at anything else, because for me, it's just not good. And, you know, and I also, especially with my son as well, I suffer from massive health anxieties, because he had, I'm not going to go into it, but he had different issues at birth. And, you know, if he only has to get cold, and I think, oh my God, like it's really bad. And that comes up, and then it kicks in again, the anxiety. But I have to keep repeating myself, everything is going to be okay. You can't keep looking into the future of what's going to happen. Like, you've got to take everything minute by minute, and at the moment everything's okay. There's just no point. So it's just trying to focus on that, really. But it can be hard. But another thing as well, because I used to live in England, and I moved to Abu Dhabi, and when I moved here, I suffered from nocturnal panic attacks. So I would wake up in the middle of the night, literally thinking I was having a heart attack, and then my stomach was turning over. I thought I was going to be sick. I thought I was going to have diarrhea. I was literally sitting on the toilet thinking, oh my God, is this it? And then I started repeating to myself again, I am safe, I'm fine. You know, just keep repeating those things to yourself. You have to bring yourself down, keep repeating those mantras to yourself. And another great tip, if you are suffering from anything like that, is to basically change your mind and focus on other things. So find something you can see, something you can smell, something you can touch, something you can feel, and something you can taste. I know sometimes that can be really hard, but if you can just try, if you're in like a panic attack, I've not had like a panic attack in the daytime, I've never had anything like that, but just at night. But if you just try and focus on what is around you, on those 5 things, that can be really, really helpful as well, because it's kind of taking your mind off it, so it's putting your brain in a different part, if that makes sense. I hope I'm not gabbling on here, but it just switches your brain into thinking in a different way, but that really helps as well, just to focus on your surroundings, focus on what's around as well. And if you feel like you can talk to people as well, talk about anxiety. We need more people talking about it. Everybody, you know, there's so many people that suffer from anxiety and have anxiety attacks, and you shouldn't feel bad about it. Like, I do yoga now, and I do my running, and I do meditation, and I do all of those things, but it will still catch me out. I'm not cured from having anxiety. I still will have anxiety, but the fact that I've got yoga, I've got running, I do meditation, I can focus on those, especially like a really good breathing technique. It's called box breathing, which is really amazing, and I've tried this when I'm having an anxiety attack. I've kind of done it as well when I've been in a car with someone and they don't know what I'm doing. They just think, oh, she's just gone really quiet, she's just like daydreaming or something. But you breathe in for 4, you breathe out for 4, you breathe in for 4, and you breathe out for, so you, and you do that 4 times. Oh, sorry if that looks weird on the camera. But when you breathe out really, really slowly. So let your just breathe it all out. And honestly, that for me, I mean, there's loads of different. If you go on YouTube or Google, there's loads of different breathing techniques. But personally, I did find, for me, that was really good to do. It was quite simple for me to do at, when it was happening, really. I really hope this has helped, and that you're not alone, and that basically a lot of people, I would say everybody suffers from anxiety, but I'm sure everybody does suffer from anxiety from time to time. But just to let you know that you can just have an anxiety attack for no reason at all. You might, and I think sometimes if you're feeling really tired, the kids have been really irritating, and it can trigger it. Things like that can trigger it, but anything can trigger it. Or nothing can be trigger it. You can just be out and it can just happen, because it happens to me. I can just be out with people and all of a sudden I start feeling awful, that horrible feeling in your stomach, and then you can't feel like you can't breathe, and then, but just so you know that you're not alone, and that so many people do suffer, and you are not alone, and there are ways to help. And mental health and anything, it should not be stigmatized. It should be seen as people should be able to get help for it. And I really hope this has been helpful, even though I feel like I've just been wittering on. Basically, I actually felt anxious about doing this, but I hope I make sense. Okay, thank you, bye.